What's up, everybody? Welcome to our 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
Me and Kyle have officially been doing Dingers with the Boys, Boys with a Z, for 1 year. Thank you for everybody that's here and on this wild journey.
Yeah, I know. I remember it like it was yesterday. We were just sitting and it's like, oh, let's just see how it sounds. Yep. And I feel like we've came a long way.
Well, it was funny. On the first one, we just did it.
1.
It wasn't even like the podcast. We're like, let's just see if we can talk for 10 minutes or something.
Yeah.
And we just did it on our phones.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny.
I remember, but
I mean, we've came a long way. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed our journey and just listening to us. But we'll definitely keep it going. We have a great time with it every week.
Yeah.
So, but we've got a lot of different things that me and Kyle have been. We've been arguing about a few different things, and so we thought it would just kind of be fun. What we think would be like some cool changes, or like why do they do this and stuff. So we're going to start with the NFL, and this has probably been some controversy in the last few years, honestly. But the overtime rules.
Yeah.
So right now, coin flip, whoever wins is going to take the ball because if you score a touchdown, you win the game.
That's game. Yep.
If you score a field goal, the other team gets a chance.
Yep.
And there's only 10 minutes in the overtime as well.
Yeah.
You can start with it. You know, I mean, we're on the same on this one.
Yeah.
We are on the same.
It basically was a problem because people don't like it because it essentially comes down to a coin flip of whoever wins that first flip, like first coin flip, is probably going to win the game.
At least the probability of them winning
is way
a
higher.
lot higher.
And so the NFL actually changed it. It used to just be whoever scored first, I believe. Like, even if it was a field goal, it was done, right? Like, because I remember they did change.
Well, originally it was just the however many minutes, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think it mattered. Or was it always sudden death?
I think it was always sudden death because I remember they added the, hey, if you kick a field goal, the other team will get a chance to.
Okay, so it was before it was like first person to score no matter what wins.
Yeah, so they changed it because, again, people were like, well, it's just a coin flip. Like, everybody can go down the field and just kick a field goal. Like, that's stupid. And then the really good teams, it's like, the problem with it now is the really good teams is they just march down the field, score a touchdown, or they just chew so much clock and kick a field goal that
it's like 1 minute left.
Yeah, you just left the team 1 minute, 2 minutes, and
I get defense has something to do with it. Like, you have to have a good defense, but we were saying I enjoy how the college game does it because they make it where I can't even remember where they start. Is it the 25?
25.
Okay, so each team gets it. They start at the 25. And they still do a coin flip to see who gets the ball first. Because, obviously, if you get the ball second and they scored a field goal, all right, you're not going to go for it on fourth down.
Yeah.
Whereas, if they score a touchdown, all right, you have fourth down.
Yeah.
But then they flip it every single time. So the team that went first then goes second the second overtime kind of thing. So, I like that a lot more. I wish they did that. And I know we've talked to people that are like, oh, well, they'll just keep going like on and on. And I mean, so the college game has where I think and you were telling me this, I think it's after 2, we were saying, that you have to go for a touchdown or you have to go for 2.
You have to go for 2.
Once you get the touchdown.
Yeah.
And so the NFL could like make it where, all right, instead of like kicking field goals even, it's like
you have to go for it.
Unless you're in, or maybe if you're inside like a certain amount, no matter what, like say you start at the 50 instead or something like that, or the 40 or whatever, and if you get it within the red zone, you have to go for a touchdown. You cannot kick a field goal in that or something like that.
I just think like the people that say, oh, well, then the game will never end. You have no value in your defense, like, or in any defenses, like,
or your offense,
or your offense. It's like I don't think it would be that much of a change because even if it did start at like the 50, you still think for most kickers you need at least 1 first down. Some kickers maybe even 2, and still, even if you get those, it's still like a 50-plus yard field goal. Like who knows what could happen? So yeah, I just think it would be a lot more exciting. It would be actually like both teams having a legitimate chance on both sides.
Because right now, yes, you do have an advantage going second.
Yeah.
Just because you know what the other person already got. You know, so you technically do have that advantage. However, right now, the advantage is a coin flip.
Exactly. And
do you know the percent, like what the probability is if you win the coin flip to winning?
No, I'd have to look, but
I feel like, I don't know for sure, but I feel like it's in that like 75 to 80% range. Yeah. I feel like I remember hearing. I don't know that for sure, but it's like, because you won the coin flip?
Exactly, and a coin flip's literally 50-50 chance. Like, there's no skill against it.
Exactly. I wish no matter what, and I wish it wasn't timed either, because that's where a lot of the time, like you said, like some of those, like especially good running teams, if you get like a couple especially if you get into field goal range, if you can get into that like 40-50 or whatever, or like even a mid 50-yard range, why are you not just running it?
Exactly.
You know, it's like...
And yet, even if you do score and you leave 2 minutes, like, it's a lot different
than having 10 minutes.
Now we have to score in 2 minutes rather than maybe we got like 6 minutes or something like that.
And like we were saying, I think it does have to have a little bit different than the college. Obviously, like it has to like
you
where they
move
start
the ball back.
And then I think they could tinker with the rules a little bit where okay, hey, they're not going to do 4 or 5 overtimes in a row or something like. Okay, you can tinker it somehow. Like
exactly.
I don't know exactly how, but something like that, you know. Yeah. And so I hope they do change it. I think they've talked about it in the past.
Yeah,
but I don't know how serious
I just think it would be so much better for the sport, so much better for the fans.
And this is we're Bronco fans. This has not affected us this year.
No.
At all, you know. No. And so it's not like we're being biased or something like, oh my gosh, our team just lost this way, you know. Yeah. And so I just think it would be so much better in general. I think it's just because you look at it, like they always show the quarterback, but if their team loses it, they're just sitting there, and it's like, man, like, and it takes away from the fan as well. Exactly. Like the Baltimore-Cincy game on Thursday night, man, that was so exciting and stuff. And then that kind of gets us into our next thing.
Yeah,
do you go for it? Like, go for one? Like, say at the end of the very end of the game, you score a touchdown. Do you go for 2 to win it, or do you go for 1 to tie it to send it into overtime?
Yeah.
Well, it seems to be a lot of people lately have been going for 2 because they're like, well, we don't want to go in overtime because, again, it's down to that coin flip. I think you'd have more people, and okay, then people are like, oh, that's the game. They should have gotten the 2-point conversion. They would have won. Okay. But it's like,
I think it's always safer go for 1.
That's how I
go for overtime. It's like ESPN analytics, I think, have somewhat ruined NFL because you have
the analytics.
It's not even for like going for 1 or going for 2. Like you see it, do you go for it on 4th down or do you kick this field goal? Like Baltimore does it a ton. Like they come to mind more than anybody. Where hey, we have this 40-yard field goal. Like let's just take the points, but instead they go for it, miss it, and now all of a sudden when it comes to the 4th quarter, hey, you're down by 3. Well, remember that field goal back in the 2nd quarter when you could have taken a field goal,
and I think there is a spot for analytics in it, but
I think for
some
that
of these
stuff,
things,
you always take the points
because then it's like, so Cincy, okay, they ended up losing. They didn't get the 2-point conversion. Say they would have kicked the field goal or the extra point, they got it, you know, tied up. Say they get the ball first.
They have all the momentum.
Exactly.
They just scored the touchdown, so you have all the momentum.
And I get it.
Scored a touchdown.
I get it's one play. Hey, if you have confidence, you can do. And people still might do that. Yeah. Who knows? But I'm the same way as you. I think take the points, man. Yeah. Send that into overtime. And I think it would be better if you knew no matter what you were going to get a chance.
Yeah.
I think you're going to get. And so I think it just takes away from the fans, like the more like the excitement. And obviously, like in that's a very exciting play. But how those quarterbacks were playing and stuff, it's like, man, we just missed out on another drive from overtime. Each of them. You know, possibly, it's like, oh my gosh, you know.
It's
so
just it's ridiculous. It makes you wonder. And I feel like I would love to hear the stats of how, like, what's the percentage of people that decide to go for it? How many times do they actually get it and end up winning the game because of that? And then how many times do they end up losing?
It seems like, and maybe it's just because we hear about these, it seems like they don't get them more than often.
Yeah,
honestly.
I agree.
You know, and it seems like, it's like, man, if you would have kicked the extra point, you would have...
Who knows what would have happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it would change it. I think it would change it for the better if the overtime rules would change. Yeah. And then that's the extra, like the 1 and the 2. And that, like you said, that's a lot of analytics, and that kind of depends on the coach too. You can still do it. I know there's a lot of people, they say if you're on the road, go for 2 because like the fans are going to be so much into it.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Okay, they're going to be into it on that play. They've been into it the last 15 minutes when it's been close to fourth quarter or whatever. So it's like if you're already playing through that, unless like the only like thing that I can think of, say you're up by 30. Okay? The home team comes back and they take the lead and you score, like you're down by 7. You score with like 15 seconds left or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And then maybe in that, because a lot of momentum is for them, you know? And so maybe you don't want to give them that chance. And so but I personally, I wish they would give each, it seems like a cop-out. And especially of like a game that's just like so great and everything, because usually the overtime games are usually very fun games, and it's just kind of like a cop out. And you'd think that the NFL would be making more money because it's going to be more time and stuff.
Exactly.
You know?
And then even if they switched to like a college overtime rules, you'd have more scoring. It'd be more like like you said, it's more time, so you get more TV time. Like, stuff like that, but
I don't know. It kind of brings us to our next thing too with the NFL is the onside kick rule. Whereas now, even before, I think it should have switched, but now you have to declare you're doing an onside kick,
which is stupid.
Because then you're never going to get those like trickery ones and stuff, and those are kind of like fun sometimes, but. I would say more times than not, too, other than those trick ones, you pretty much know if they're doing an onside kick, so it doesn't really matter.
Especially late in the game.
Yeah, but the percentage of them getting it is so slim.
Yeah.
I don't know what the percentage, but it's got to be under 5%.
I think this year there's been 2 or 3 successful onside kicks, and that's it. And
that's more than I'd think, honestly.
There's probably at least, I would say, maybe 0.5 per game. I know you can't have like 0.5, but like there's probably at least close to 1 per game.
Well, and the thing that I wish they would do, and it was the XFL that started this.
Now UFL.
You have one play, and I can't remember exactly, and you can change the yardage at 15 yards. I think
it was a 4th and 15 from the 40.
It's still from like where you kick it or something, right? And so if you do that, they get the ball wherever. Yeah. Like if you don't like complete it, or if you get only 10 yards, they get the ball at that spot. You know. Yep. And so I think that would just make it so much more exciting as well, because then, okay, it's still a slim chance. Or say you even want to do a 4th and 20 or something. I think 4th and 15 would be a good, like one play, 15 yards. I think that's a good thing. But it just makes it so much more exciting as well. And I think the players would be for this too.
I would too, yeah.
I would.
Maybe not the kickers.
Yeah, but it could be too, because they got to know it's like, dude, we just got to get lucky, you know? And it's like sometimes it happens. And a 4th and 15.
You still should be able to beat. It probably like moves the success rate from 5% to 25%.
I was going to say like I would say like a quarter of the time even maybe.
Yeah.
Which the defense still has it, but then it's like, hey, this actually does give us a little bit more of a chance.
And then even if you do recover that, there's no promises that you're going to score. There's no promises that you're going to get like a game-winning field goal or game-winning touchdown from that. Like, all right, all of a sudden you just you get the ball back again. So
they could even do it too, something like, all right, hey, you can't score on this play. The max yards or something you can get is 30 yards or something, like double or whatever, or something like that. So it's not like, I don't know.
I don't think people would agree with that just because it's like, hey, if you blow the defense or whatever and beat them and you score, you should be able to score.
Well, and that's where I don't think I would like that. I think I would like, hey, if they can score, but I'm trying to think because what are the chances you're going to score on an onside kick? That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm trying to think what would help the argument for it. But I don't know, man. I hope they change something because it's not good how it is.
Yeah, I think the NFL, it seems like they're more interested in getting international games rather than, which is good
fix
too,
the game.
But hey, there's flaws in the game as it stands right now.
Yeah.
And I think you should be looking at that.
Well, like Book was saying today, we were at dinner because we were talking about the BYU and Utah game.
Yeah.
And it was 4th and 10, and there was a defensive holding downfield.
Yeah.
Well, that's an automatic first down.
Yeah,
no matter what.
He said it shouldn't be a first down.
I agree. I think it should be. I don't know if it should be 10 yards either. Maybe 5 yards. And if it was 4th and 5, you got it.
Yeah.
But it also I don't know, because there's got to be something with it too. Because if it's only 5 yards, then all the defensive back can just hold, and it's all right,
I don't know.
So there's got to be.
I kind of like the rule.
I just don't like the automatic first because say it's 4th and 25 and you hold it to 5 yard 5 yards out. Yeah. All right, they're not getting that anyways.
Yeah, I think there should be some kind of asterisk of hey, if it's like a something and less than 10 or at 10, it should be an automatic 10. So it should be 10 yards. So it would be a first down if it's
4th and 10.
Yeah, or less. But I don't agree that it should be 5 yards because then people would just hold all the time.
That's where I'm I don't know exactly. Maybe it shouldn't be that, and I don't know. I think they could tinker it, but I don't like the automatic first. Yeah, necessarily.
I mean, it just feels like a cop out that, and then everybody brings up the rig, the refs were rigged, or the refs were calling the game for the other team or whoever got the call, but
that's where I don't know.
And that's where it's that's where you get all right, come on, now you're being a.
That's the thing. They tinker so much stuff. You'd think that that's probably the least on my priority. I'd much rather them change the overtime rules, and the onside kick. Yeah, I'd much rather them. That's my. If I could pick anything that they would change, that's the two things I think I would change.
Yeah, same.
But I don't know. I feel like we could keep talking about this for so long and we've talked about this for a couple of days, honestly, since we've been really doing it. You stayed over last night and we were talking about it yesterday and all that. But we went to the Avs game last night, and dude, that second period was insane.
Yeah, I think
it was 7 goals between the two teams because it was 1-0. We were losing 1-0 to Carolina. Yeah. And then they took a 2-0 lead. We came back. I think we tied it at 2-2. They took a 3-2 lead. Yep. And then at the end of the third, it was 5-3. Yep. We were up. Yeah, and we ended up winning 6-4?
6-5.
6-5. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep.
Or no. No, we got an empty netter. So it was, I think, 7-.
Was it 7-5? Okay, yeah, because we won by 2.
Yeah.
So, I think it was 7-5 because we scored 1 early.
Yeah.
But it was so fun. But we were talking about this, and I can't remember when it exactly happened. It
was in the second period.
And I remember we scored because there was a challenge on the ice that Carolina. By the way, they had an 8-game win streak.
Yeah,
before I know. So that was nice that we broke that. But there was a challenge on the ice, and it was for a goal that we had, and they were challenging if it was goalie interference, which it was close, you know. But we scored. The goal counted. And then because they got the challenge wrong, we got on a power play.
Yep. That's been a rule for, I think, a couple seasons now. And I'm actually for it. Like, I actually
I'm
think
not.
it's cool. But yeah, you said
I don't like it, man.
I just think it adds to the like level of like you better be damn sure that you're gonna get this right. Because I think there are coaches in the NHL that do already challenge like that. But there's also coaches that if that wasn't a thing, they would just challenge, and it would be a stupid challenge.
See, but that's the thing okay, if it's a stupid, I mean, you get those in the NBA, you get those in the NFL, and different stuff like that, you know. But for me, give them one challenge.
Yeah.
Okay? And then if they get it right, they can have one more. If they get it wrong, you're done. Yeah. I don't think it warrants, especially because more challenges than not, I actually don't even know if you can challenge anything else, are on goals.
Yeah.
So if you get the goal wrong, or if you get the challenge wrong, because it's always the people that get scored on, pretty much. Mm-hmm. I would say 95% of the time, it's usually that.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so, all right, you got it wrong. Goal counts, and you get a disadvantage right now. That sucks. I get what you're saying, where it's like, oh, people would be challenging. But that's why you only give them one challenge. Yeah, you only get one challenge.
I feel like it would suck just as much as, all right, say in your scenario, you have one challenge, you get it right. So say like the score is 2-1, you're up.
Okay.
And you get the challenge, like base score, you get the challenge, and it's correct. So instead of 2-2, it's still 2-1. And then later in the game, it happens again, and you get it right again. Like, it would suck or I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of a scenario, because that would actually sound pretty good.
So you're going to start changing. See, you're going to change your mind the more we talk about.
At that point, all right. I'll use the same scenario. Okay.
2-1.
Up 2-1 in the second.
Yeah.
Use the challenge, get it.
Still
and
2-1.
Then final play of the game ends up scoring, and they're like, oh, well, we might as well use our challenge just because we have it. Well, and then that ends up winning you the game. And
so maybe they could, but
I think
that's the thing. Like,
I think that would be a disadvantage.
But if they got it correct or whatever, then it's like, hey, the challenge worked. Especially if they both got them correct. Because if they got it correct, then there's no penalty.
Yeah.
So that's mean if they get it wrong, then, they don't have the advantage of doing that again.
Yeah.
Because they got it wrong.
I also think there is some beauty in mistakes in sports.
I'm fine with that. And you could even say that no matter what, you get one challenge. That is it. You only get one challenge. You know?
Yeah.
And, I mean, they could even do it something with, like, how the NFL does it, where in the last 2 minutes, where they could say, in the last minute, has to be from upstairs.
Yeah.
Or it has to be the refs or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
But to put them on disadvantage because of that, I think that is bull, to be honest with you. I think that is so weak. And it was in our advantage. It was in the Avalanche advantage last night, and I think it's ridiculous.
I don't think like a power play is an advantage, but it's not guaranteed that you're going to score.
No, definitely not. That.
But I don't think we did.
But the probability of you scoring on a power play compared to just a 2 minutes of 5-on-5 is a lot better than that.
Yeah.
And so it's you know, I mean, you ask any team, we're taking a power play all day.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
You kind of get screwed twice, though. Like, okay, well, you don't get screwed because, like, all right, you got it wrong, but so it's a goal.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. You get 2 more minutes of after your morale, like, even the professional, I'm sure, right when you get scored on, your morale goes down a bit.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, your morale goes down, then you still have a penalty.
Well, then, should have had better video guys talking to you.
Yeah, but some of those, man, I mean, we've watched tons of sports together. Replays, reviews, and one of us is like, oh, dude, that's definitely
that's what I'm
like
saying.
This. And then you are saying, oh, no, it's the opposite. And it's like, we're watching it. Dude, they're so close that it's like,
that's what I'm saying. Why would you ever challenge it then, though? If there's any inkling of a doubt that, hey, this won't go my way, why would you make that challenge?
What if it's 50-50?
It's not worth it.
I think it is, though.
I don't
on
think
a goal? especially in hockey where you can win a game 1-0.
It depends on when the goal happens. If it happens when it happened at 2 minutes, no, I would not have challenged that at all.
But that was for us to go up 4-3.
Okay, it's still the second.
So that it gives us a lot of momentum.
It does.
And then we scored again. So we ended up going to 5. So we scored on that, and then on that power play we scored again. So we would go up to 5-3.
I don't know. I still wouldn't have done it.
I don't know. I
just think like as a coach, if you're doing that, it basically says I have no faith in my team. This is the
no way. Because you're watching what it is. Like you're like, because like I said, me and you could say, I could be like, dude, that's totally goalie interference. We're challenging this, and then you're right beside me. Man, I don't know if it is. Like, what are you looking at? Of course it's goalie interference. And you could be, no, what are you looking at? No, it's not. You know, so
there's doubt.
There's doubt in every single challenge, though, I would say. Pretty much 90% of the challenges. Like, look at the NBA. The amount of, like, challenges that, like, the tips, like, tipping out of bounds and stuff like that. That's where they've done it, where you get 2 challenges. If you get them wrong, like, you can, if you get both right, you get a third. If not, like, you get 2 at max, kind of thing, you know? And so I think they could do something like that. And
I don't know.
And if you're saying, like, where you said, like, hey, if it's, like, a last-second goal or something, okay, put a time on it where it's like, hey, less than 2 minutes, no challenges.
Yeah.
Kind of something like that, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I also like that NHL is more about just keep the game going, keep it rolling. Like, I don't know. I just think it would slow down the game a lot.
But you still get the challenge because there's still a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
That's what. So it's not taken away from that. Because if you're challenging it, you think you're going to win it.
Yeah.
Like, you think you're winning it, kind of thing, you know? So that's where even last night in that challenge, I was like, man, I think that might be goalie interference. I think he got, like, or he touched him.
Yeah.
And that was, like, against us, against the Avalanche.
I stand by my thought.
All right, write in, call us, whatever. Let us know what you think, because this wasn't even our big argument, though. We still got time. Well, this is going to be a little longer one, but we got time. We've been talking. Yeah, well, we've been arguing about this for
all day.
It's funny because we were saying too, we're like, let's not talk about it because let's just talk about it on the pod. And then we still talk about it. We brought it up, and so I'll let you explain.
All right. So my idea, if you've ever heard of the Elon ending, I know the Summer League does it for overtime. The G League does it for overtime. The basketball tournament does it for all games. They tried it for the NBA All-Star, I think, like a couple times, but they don't do that anymore. I think that should be the ending for all.
So explain the Elam effect, because I'm sure a lot of people don't know what it is.
For those of you that don't know what the Elam ending is, you basically play the fourth quarter, whatever, but then...
Say how you said it!
So how I said it is you'd play, it's a 12-minute quarter, you'd play 10 minutes, and then at that 10-minute mark, shut off the clock, add 10 points to the total of the winning team. So say the game is 120 to 110 at that mark. All right, now all of a sudden, there's no more time on the clock. Your target score is 130. You add 10 to the winning team.
Yeah, so say it's 120 to 115 or something.
So you still have the shot clock, still all of that, all other rules are still in play, but now all you got to do is just get to 130. I think that is far better. It takes away the stupid fouls in the final 2 minutes of, hey, we're just going to foul this guy, hope he misses, and then all of that.
That's to
all
get back in the game, though. It's like get back
all right, to get back in the game for the Elon ending, you just play defense. Well, you just play good defense.
You can say that in the other, too.
No, you can't, because there's only 2 minutes
left. Depending on how many you're down.
So much by time.
Say you're down by 3. You can do that. Just play good defense. But sometimes people foul because that's just a better thing to do. First of all, if this would ever switch, it's stupid to have a 12-minute quarter. Just have a 10-minute quarter. At the end of that, just add it. Because it always, like, what you were telling me, and we argued about this, I'm like, why have a 12-minute quarter? Why shut it off at 2? Why don't you just have a 10-minute quarter and shut it off?
It would essentially be that.
I know, but...
Me and you are essentially saying the same thing.
We are, but just do a 10-minute quarter, not a 12-minute quarter and shut it off at 2. That was my first bone to pick with you. But I don't hate it in the overtime.
That makes even less sense.
No, I don't think that would be bad in overtime. However, I don't like it. If I had to say it, okay, do it in overtime.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't hate that. Like,
I don't get
okay, say it's 120, cool. First team to 130, 145 or something. I don't hate that.
Yeah.
I don't like it in the end. Like, it takes, for me, I think it takes excitement out of it. Because you're looking at the clock and you're like, all right, man, like, we got to, like, keep taking care of the ball and different stuff like that. And then also, say it's in this, like, scenario or something. Like, well, even not in that. Like, it takes, like, the best things. Think of March Madness.
Yeah.
That takes the buzzer beater away.
I don't think so, though. Like,
how?
The whole reason why...
Would anybody shoot at half court?
No.
Exactly.
Why would you want to do
But you have to sometimes. Say there's 1 second on the court, or clock.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you know what I'm saying? And that, in, like, specifically, like, March Madness, and because the NBA, it happens.
Yeah.
We just see it in March Madness because there's so many games right at that time, you know. Yeah. But just the excitement and stuff, like just the feeling of, even if your team loses, you're like, oh, man, that was so sick, you know?
Yeah.
And you would not have as good of memories in this.
Yeah.
Okay, because say the target score is 130. You're at 129 to 128. Okay, you make a 2, you win or something. All right, you miss it. It doesn't matter. Play defense, you can get the ball back kind of thing. It just takes that excitement away. And some of my favorite memories are that.
So
and
I would
it gets
say,
the fans into it too. Really quick, before you say it, think of the OKC game that we just went to for the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Okay, we're up by 2 with, I don't know, 6 seconds left or whatever. Mm-hmm. Takes it completely away. That takes that excitement completely away. Now give me your answer.
I would say that's the only downside. I think, like...
But that's the biggest upside, though. That's so big.
I would think that... All right, what about this instead? All right, only...
That's terrible.
Only do an Elam ending if the, like, winning team is up by, like, 15.
But then,
or something.
Then the 2 minutes, you're not fouling anyways, probably.
Or... Like, you have to figure out, like, all right, what's, like, 10 points, maybe. 10 points in the final 2 minutes. All right, clock stops.
I still don't think I'd like it. Because it takes, like I said, if you do come back, it still takes the excitement away from me.
I think there would be still some excitement.
Do you think it would be...
It's probably still exciting to, like, all right, damn, like, we were down by 10, clawed all the way back, and we just hit a 3 to get to the target score, and we just won.
Okay.
That's exciting.
I mean, I'm not saying it wouldn't be exciting, because it would. Going back to the Thunder Nuggets game again, okay? I don't even remember what the final was. 124 or 126?
We won by 2.
I don't know. Say it was 100 to 102, and the target score was 103. Do you think you're as excited on that last possession?
Like, we had the ball?
No, Oklahoma City had the ball. We're up by 2. 1 point. Like, they need 3. We need 1 point. Do you think you're more as excited as us be like, man, we got to play some defense and stuff? Yeah. And then that block by Peyton Watson, it would be exciting. There's no way that it's as exciting.
I think it would add 2 exciting plays. Because the one exciting play was the block. And then the second exciting play would be the next trip down the floor. Denver scores a 2, wins the game.
Yeah, but what if we miss it?
Then goes a third.
What if they miss it? What if they, it's just, I think it just takes it away.
It adds to the excitement.
I think it takes it away.
Add exciting plays.
I think it completely takes so much excitement out of the game for
I don't get how it takes away when all it can do.
I don't think it adds. I don't get how it adds.
Plays.
Yeah, but it's not as like an intense moment though.
How would it not? It's
because
if
they score two, it's like okay, whatever, you know. Like if they scored 2 for us, it's like cool. We're going into overtime now. Like it's awesome, you know. Yeah. But it's like if they score 2, okay. Yeah, we want to score, but it's just it's not as exciting. You know, I don't think the fans like everybody yelling defense, you know, all this. It's not. I don't think you're going to get as many fans into it because
I mean, you know,
this could last. Well, no, I don't think as many, and I don't think I would be as excited. I would yell like all right, let's go. You know, like we have to have defense, but then it's just I just don't. I don't even know how to explain it.
If people tried it, I think they would buy into it.
I really don't.
I think so.
I hope people please comment on this because I want other like opinions and stuff. And it's funny because I told you before we do it, I was like, I don't even know what my point is, but you're wrong and I don't like it.
I know. It's like they tried to do it in the All-Star game, but the problem they did with the All-Star game is just after the third quarter, they added 24.
Well, and they did that for Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. But I think they still should have had some kind of play in the fourth quarter and then added stuff.
The problem with the All-Star game, I don't think it would have been different at all.
That was a horrible thing to chest on.
I don't think it's a bad thing to do in the All-Star game even now.
No.
But the All-Star game's a joke. And we've talked about this. All of them really are.
Yeah.
You know, it really doesn't have anything to do with it. But please comment, text us, whatever. If you know us, text us. If commenting on our YouTube, whatever. You know, write us in emails, whatever. Because I want to know other people's opinions.
Or tell us who's right.
We've asked
me or Tim.
We've asked 2 people, and both of them have been on my side.
Yeah, which is stupid. They're wrong.
It's funny because Steve was one of them. He after the first time you said it, he didn't understand. He's like, something. I don't know if he for sure got it.
I don't even know if I'm like the best at explaining it.
I don't know. Well, I mean, there's nobody good at explaining it because it's terrible, and he hates it.
Whatever.
Now, I just like I said, I think it would take so much more exciting out. But please, we know Book will text us. Yeah. Book, tell us what you think about this. But we have Tim, your dad, Matt, text us, both of us, because definitely just want to see what, even if you're on Kyle's side, if you're on my side, if you're on neither of our side, if you think a complete other thing should get, maybe we're not even thinking of something. I just want to see what other people think.
That would be cool.
And so, but another thing, we could just keep talking about, we're going long. Night. We got to get into our food really quick.
Yeah.
This will be a quick one. I want you to say, because I only heard it, you saw it.
So last night, or 2 nights ago, we were at the Avalanche, and probably a couple sections down.
This is Sunday right now. We were there on Saturday.
A couple sections down to the left of us, there was a fan that just, to us it was random. They were probably talking about this, but to us it was random.
I don't know if they were.
I don't know, bro. He just turns around in his seat and is like, does anybody relish on their hot dogs? And then literally the guy right behind him, he's like, I do. And with no hesitation, he just weirdo! No hesitation at all. I heard it, and I just started laughing.
I only heard it. I didn't see him, because I was like, I don't even know why I didn't look over.
Yeah, it was just so funny.
I was laughing, so I was like, Kyle, what? He's like, yeah, weirdo. He puts it up on his head.
Giant W.
And so that was just we have to say this. We're not even going to talk about food too much. Just we have to say that. That's so funny. I kind of want to do it at a game now.
Yeah.
Just for fun, you know?
And I think what made it even better was, I think the guy that did the weirdo, I think he was an Avalanche fan, and the guy right behind him was a Carolina fan.
Yeah, so it just added to it.
So it just added to the, hilarious part of it.
But it brings us to relish on a hot dog.
No.
Do you like relish at all?
No.
I love pickles. I don't like relish. I do not like relish at all.
It looks gross. It tastes gross.
Yeah. on anything. I don't like it on anything.
I'm not a fan.
Well, so hot dog. I'm number one.
Ketchup. That's it.
Me too. That's it.
Yep.
Only ketchup.
I think I'd rather have like it just plain. I'd rather have it rolling around on the ground.
Well, you'd like that though.
Yeah. And relish.
It's funny because I don't like mustard or relish, sauerkraut, nothing. If I had to do something else, it's chili and cheese. Yeah. Chili cheese dog. But good. I like to put with my chili cheese, like say I go to Sonic, I like to put tater tots on it as well. I
will say one quick thing. There's a place called Biker Gyms. Mm-hmm. I know they have a place in Denver that they have like
we talked about this a couple months ago.
Like animal dogs. Like I've had rattlesnake dogs, and they put cream chease.
Did we talk about on this, or did we just talk about it?
I can't remember. Maybe it was in our last pod, but yeah.
Yeah, well, and then we asked Megan too, and she's like, my number one, she likes the Chicago dog, and I can't remember exactly what's on it, but it was like celery salt, a pickle, and mustard. I think
celery salt is.
Right, celery's disgusting in general. It's
like nothing.
If anything, put just salt, and not even. I mean, there's probably enough salt in the hot dog. More on it. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, my go-to for sure, just ketchup. If I had to do something else, chili and cheese. Other than that, it's like, no thanks. I'm good. And so
you don't have to overcomplicate a hot dog.
Exactly.
It's a simple food. It's a simple meal.
Yep. Yeah. And like the Saturday Night Live, I don't know if you saw that. If we showed you, it's like they had this thing. It was like Washington's Dream or something like that, and that was like a year ago. And then they just had another one recently. Did you see that one? Mm-hmm. And so they're talking about like hot dogs or whatever. They're talking about different food. Like the animals are called something, and then the food is called something like a hamburger. It's not ham, it's beef. Yeah. And it was funny because somebody said, well, what is chicken called? That one stays the same. Which is funny, But then they're like, well, a hot dog isn't a dog. Like, don't worry, a hot dog's not a dog. And then it was funny because this one person, well, what is a hot dog? And he's like, get out of the boat. Get out. And then gets out. A true American would never want to know what's in a hot dog.
Nobody knows.
And so, but yeah, I'm with you, man. Just plain Jane, and so. Yeah. But, all right. We've talked about a lot. We could keep arguing. I feel bad for you. It's just making it worse for you. No, I'm sure that there will be people that take your side, and so I hope people. Now I hope nobody takes your side. But let's get into our game picks. Yeah. We had Trey on last week. He ended up going 3-0.
Yeah, he killed it.
So he picked the Memphis over the Lakers. We both picked Lakers. I feel a little cheated on that one because I said the only reason why I'm picking Lakers is because of Anthony Davis. Yeah. Anthony Davis didn't play, so that was a little rough. Then we both picked LSU. Trey also did. We both picked Alabama. Yep. Trey as well. Bama whooped LSU, and then I picked Phoenix. You picked
Miami.
Yep. And I only switched because I wanted one different, and so I actually gained another one. So I'm up 2 now.
So I should probably get the point for that because I made you switch.
You did.
But no.
You could have switched as well.
No. I should have just done that just to mess with you. But
right.
But yeah, this week we got one NBA game, one college football, and then one college basketball, our first college basketball of the new season.
So first one, what do you want to do first?
Let's start NBA first. Okay. Very first NBA in-season tournament games are coming up. It's Tuesday. The first game we're picking, Golden State at Dallas.
Golden State at Dallas.
It will be, it's Dallas at Golden State, sorry.
Okay, and that's Tuesday night?
That's Tuesday night. It's Clay's first time going back to Golden State, I believe.
Yep, it is. I'll go first on this one. And both of these teams have been playing pretty good. Mm-hmm. Luka, man, I really like Luka. Really like watching him play. I think Dallas has a great team. I'm big for Clay because, like we've talked about that before, I think he takes all the pressure. However, the way that Golden State's been playing this first 13, 14 games, whatever, however much. Especially being at home, man, I got to go Golden State. I think they're a surprisingly, I mean, Steph Curry, you can never count him out, you know. Buddy Hield's been playing great, and I think that was a great pickup for them. Draymond Green he's always flirting with that triple-double. Nothing like amazingly great, but he's always right around that, you know. Yeah. I think I'm going to go Golden State on that one. Yeah,
I'm going Golden State as well. I've been off the Dallas train all season, and I don't want to jump on now. So I think Buddy Hield is better than Clay, especially this year. I think he's better for Golden State than Clay was last year, I think. So,
I mean, so far?
Yeah. I think Golden State, like you said, is playing really well. They were killing OKC when we started videoing. So, I'm going Golden State as well.
Okay. So we both got that one.
Yep.
College football?
Sure.
All right, let's do college basketball first.
College basketball. We're going to go Duke at
Kentucky. Yep. You want to go?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm going Duke. I think Cooper Flagg. I think they got Cooper Flagg and two other freshmen. I don't know their name, but I think Cooper Flagg enough, alone, is way too much of a factor.
It's probably going to be Player of the Year. I'd be surprised if.
And I think Kentucky has a new coach, right?
Mm-hmm. Mark Pope.
Yeah.
He used to play for the Nuggets. Mark Pope did. Yep.
But I'm going Duke.
I'm going to go Duke too, and kind of the same thing. Cooper Flagg, he's looked great already these first couple games. I don't see them slowing him down. And then with that new coach, Mark Pope, a lot of people are huge on him, and he got that job, you know. Yeah. But Calipari, when he left, took a lot of people with him too, and they definitely lost on some bigger recruits because of that, I would say. And not that Kentucky might not be an extremely terrible team. I don't think they're on that level with Duke anymore.
Yeah.
I even with Calipari, I don't know if they were, because like you said, Cooper Flagg, they have a great rest of their team, and the only thing that I could see is because it's at Kentucky. That's the only thing that I could see that Kentucky's got going for them. But I'm going Duke as well. Yeah. So we got the same one on that one.
And then I have a feeling we're going to take the same one with this one. But going college football, you got Georgia at Tennessee, I believe. Or no, it's Tennessee at Georgia.
Tennessee at Georgia.
Yeah. And this is a huge game because Georgia's got 2 losses now after losing to Ole Miss.
And it wasn't even...
They lost by 18.
Man. And we've said numerous times, I think Georgia's a top 5, top 10 team in the nation.
Yeah. And now they're on the brink of not even being in the playoffs.
There's a very good chance that they don't.
Yeah.
Very good chance that they don't.
Yeah.
Dude, it's tough because, especially being at Georgia, but if it was before this week, I think I would have picked Georgia, honestly.
Yeah.
But, I've picked Tennessee all year. Picked them against Bama.
Yeah.
I got to go Tennessee, man. I got to. Go Vols. It's the same thing with, all Denver teams. I feel like I always pick Denver. I got to go Tennessee. Notre Dame. It's I got to go Tennessee.
I'm feeling Tennessee as well. And I feel like it's not even because I'm a fan of Tennessee either. I think they're just, ever since they beat Alabama, it seems like that's given them a confidence boost of we're the top 4, top 3 teams. All
right.
And then Georgia, I don't know.
Yeah. I'll give you the option. I'll let you choose. I will switch to Georgia if you want me to, so we have one different.
No, I was actually thinking I might switch to Dallas.
With
the Golden State.
I was going to say, I will switch to Georgia right now. I'm fine with it.
No, I don't think so.
Are you going to switch to Dallas then?
I'm going to switch to Dallas.
Okay, because I want one different.
Because I think Dallas will beat them inside for sure. Okay. I think Derek Lively, hopefully, I know he's hurt right now. Hopefully he'll be back by this game. And if he is, then I would have picked Dallas probably anyway.
So you're jumping on the Dallas train now.
No, I'm lightly stepping.
Woo! Woo!
I'll give him,
come on, Dallas! Woo! Woo! Okay, so we do have one different.
Yeah.
So we both went Tennessee. We both went Duke. And then I am going Golden State. You're going Dallas.
I got to get one back
Okay. That's why I said, I was like, I will completely be fine changing. That's fine. But, okay. So, we got those. All right. Well, that's all we got. Do you have anything else to say? We talked about a lot of different stuff in this one. One
thing I'll just say, Happy Veterans Day.
Yep.
To all veterans.
Kyle's a veteran.
Now, past whatever.
Yep.
But yeah, thanks for all you did.
You
all
too,
you do.
buddy.
Thank you.
Yep, you're a veteran too. So,
but yeah.
For sure.
That's all.
Yep. Awesome. Well, hopefully you guys had a great week. Hopefully you enjoy this one.
Yeah.
I had a blast doing this one.
Yeah,
it was so fun.
A lot of fun.
Even though we're arguing, sometimes it kind of makes it like more fun and everything. And so, thanks for listening. Let us know what else you want to hear. I said, we'll talk about anything, relish on hot dogs, whatever, let us know what you want to hear. Please comment about our debates just to see what we can just want to hear what.
And then just one more thanks to all the subscribers. Yep. Like we said at the start, 1 year anniversary. Never thought we'd be here. So thanks to everybody that listens.
Yep. All right. We will see you later, alligators. Peace.